What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your boy Truist. Uh, please like and subscribe on YouTube, True S Armor. The S is for savings. Here on Haps is True Armor, and on YouTube on Twitch, it's Karma, spelled commonly. Karma Armor, ARMA. So get up in there and please like and subscribe. So today, my nephew's hanging out with us, which is awesome. Ooh, let's get this going. And so today is election day in Virginia. Um, I got to tell you, man, I did not vote. I don't care. I got up this morning. I always vote. I look forward to voting. I'm like a political junkie. Uh, I would, but all of you who follow the pod, I've been raging about how unhappy I am with the Democratic Party and their nonsense for a while now, and I've been super extra angry this week. Um, Especially since Biden is like, okay, we're not going to give you police reform. We're not going to give you free college, like we said. We're not going to do anything but, oh my God, if you don't come out and vote for us, Trump, 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 Trump. And I was just kind of like, you know what? No, uh, I'm not going to play the game with you guys. So today, voting stops at 7. What is going on with my? I also changed the. There you go. That's let's leave that there. That's good enough. Good Lord. I gotta tell you guys, sometimes here you go. The place is a mess. And we're also having all sorts of issues with the image. So I mean, look, yesterday's show started 6 minutes in, we lost a feed. We started again. We got a good, I want to say 2 hours out of yesterday's show, the second yesterday's show. And that's happened before. I want to say like 4 times we started a show and stopped, right? We only started once and stopped and had to restart for a dog incident. Um which is fine, right? But we're on our grind, so hopefully this won't stop us. Um I'm glad to have you here because you don't follow politics like I follow politics. So let me. You're a good slate to bounce some of this stuff off of because I always vote. And remember, I've been complaining about the Democratic Party, and what's happened essentially is Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. Right? It's been getting progressively just kind of like we're not doing anything for you. We expect a lot from you, though. Right? And I had all this hope for Barack Obama, and I voted for him twice. I had no hope for Hillary Clinton because I knew her history, and she couldn't get a lot of other people like me to come out and vote for her, so she didn't win against Trump, right? And then Trump comes through, and I gotta say, I voted for Trump sort of like because I was not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. I didn't cast a vote for Trump, but I was not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. I was just tired of her after 30. So once I know your system and your history and what you've been up to in government, in public life for the last, 40 years, I'm like, I'm not going to give you my vote to fuck me over. Doesn't make any sense. Uh, so now here's Terry McAuliffe in Virginia. He was governor before. In Virginia, you can only be governor once, and then you have to exit, and then you can come back. Whereas, Cuomo was governor of New York for, I want to say, 18 years, right? This was his third election as he got thrown out. So he could have been governor for 18 years. I think it was more like 12. How long? We can easily look it up. Cuomo, COM, gov. Yeah, December 1950, he's 63, he's 5'11, spouse of the Kerry Kennedy. Remember, we talked about her. Uh, Come on, where is this? Cuomo resigns, sexual harassment. Where is Wikipedia? There you go. Wikipedia. Good old fat. He was lieutenant, preceded by David Patterson. All right. David Patterson was the blind governor, the 56th governor of New York, January 1st, 2011 to 2021. So he was governor for 10 years and 11 months. That's a lot. That's a long time to be in charge of anything. And then it leads to, let me get into the frame. It leads to, quite frankly, it leads to fuckery. You gotta clean these guys out. But so here in Virginia, which I really love, you can give new guys a shot and be like, nah, we're done with you. 4 years is enough, right? Versus 8 years, because 8 years is a long time too. Um, and it looks like Terry McAuliffe is filling in the polls. I drive around Virginia and Norfolk and Chesapeake and all these places, and I see for every McAuliffe sign I see on someone's lawn, and Virginia is a big place for signs on lawns. For everyone I see 10 Glenn Youngkin signs. I don't think it's going to be close. I think he's going to lose, and he's going to lose big. People are like hedging their bets. That smells like candy.
It's a jazz black and mild.
That's pretty good. I don't even have enough for you to roll me one. What was I saying? So yeah, so I don't. People think he might lose by a point or two, and they're like, "Oh, if he loses by 3 points, it's a real rebuke for Biden." I think he's going to lose by a lot more, and I'm waiting to see because I told you he wasn't going to win 3 days ago, and I told you 5 days ago I'm I'm not going to vote for him, and I told you like I want to say 8 days ago, man, I'm not psyched about this election. I don't even know if I'm going to vote for this. This is ridiculous. And then I came 3 days after that. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not voting for this guy. And then a week later, here we are, election day. I never missed an election. I may not vote for this guy or that guy, who I know are bad. Like I wouldn't vote for Bloomberg. Didn't vote for him when I lived in New York. Wouldn't vote for who's the guy from Chicago who's going to be ambassador of China who covered up the Laquan McDonald shooting. Uh, who was his name? Uh, anyway, I was not fucking with him. And when so all this kind of stuff, and I'm just kind of like you keep. It's like after I give you my vote, you walk up to me, you shake my hand, and then you spit in my face and you smack me and say, "I'll see you next year." And as you leave, the cops murder somebody, and I go, "Hey, the cops can't. They're too busy. Can't fuck with you." And then 2 years later, here you come back. So this is the first election I didn't even bother to get out and go vote. I feel fucking proud about it. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, black people in your history, and they make you vote. Yeah. I know my history. I don't need you to tell me who I should and shouldn't vote for. And I'll tell every black person, just like you're agitated and amplified to vote, when you don't feel that, you should feel just as good sitting home rather than putting some bad person in who's going to fuck you over. Because we're the group who gets fucked over the most. They should have to, the Democratic Party had really just fucked up and taken us for granted. So yeah, I don't think Terry McAuliffe is going to win. And if he does pull it out, I don't think it's going to be close. If Glenn Youngkin wins, he wins tonight. And if Terry McCullough loses, it's going to be one of those, oh, it's been 10 days since the vote, and we got to count every vote, and we want da. I think people are agitated, and they're not all racist, right? I mean, some of this is you didn't do your job to keep me and a million other people like me willing to come to the polls for you. All you did was, ooh, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Donald Trump's not on the ballot. What do you got for me? Your man Biden can't even stop, you know, or get anything passed. By the way, Joe Manchin is a piece of shit. Kristen Sinema is an equal piece of shit. Those two stand in the way of progress for everybody is ridiculous. But having said that, here in Virginia, you don't inspire anybody to vote for you. You didn't come up with, well, we're going to do it differently. You're more the same, and I didn't vote for you, and I'm proud of it. L'chaim, bitches. So yeah, no, I mean this is the thing about knowing politics. It's hard for you to lie to me because I follow politics like I follow sports, and I'm really unhappy with the Giants right now. Oh my God, you're just constantly losing. 3 points or 10 points, I don't care. Win something. What are they? They're like eight. They're like 8-1. I wish they're like 1 Oh my God, Giant. What is the Giants? Giants. record. Oh my God. A lot of sirens going on out there. Oh, the Giants 2-6. Who did they beat? 2-6. Oh my God. Who did they beat? They got blown out by the Rams 38-11. The Rams were undefeated until this week. Blown out by the Cowboys, who have a good record. They beat the Saints. The Saints record is pretty decent, right? Pull close to the oh really the Redskins. All right. Who else did you beat? Oh, they beat the Panthers 25-3. Blew the Panthers out. Oh man, I don't even know what to tell you. So yeah, I didn't vote. I'm sort of like meh about the whole the Democratic Party now. I want to do other stuff. Like I said, learning to play guitar here. About to shoot some, like not shoot some, but try and write some skits and shoot some stuff with equipment. I know I got one cohort for that. But I'm not hoping that it gets better by voting on you fucktards. You get it wrong all the while, and you make yourself rich doing it. I didn't vote for Glenn Youngkin. You should be lucky for that. The way this is continuing to go, by the next election, I'll be voting Republican. Here's the thing about Youngkin. He's another money guy. He's not from Wall Street, but he's essentially from Wall Street of the country. Not the country like the whole country, but of like, the hinterlands of like, So yeah, Virginia, he's rich. $130 million or something like that. We can look up his net worth. But what is he gonna give me other than more golf courses? Man, what is going on with this camera? Let's see if we can.
That's not the one that said he gonna start food taxes.
Yeah, stop food like that's he's not going to do that. People come in and pronounce all this stuff. We're not a kingdom. You need all these other people to help you do this. So this is why Nina Turner is not a congresswoman, right? Because all those Democrats wanted her, but the Democratic establishment in Washington pulled the rug out from under her. So the idea that you get to vote who you want to vote for is also murdered off this year. So Nina Turner, yeah, I feel you. These people are full of shit. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, fucking Rahm Emanuel, who I was talking about, covered up a police murder. He gets to be ambassador, but you want to come here and have me vote for you. This whole thing is the NFL, where they're like racist as fuck, but they're running all this black energy to make them billionaires. The fuck out of here. So yeah, no, I did not vote for you. I'm proud that I did not vote for you. I think you may not like it, but all those people up until this point, black in this country, who struggled and tried to do the right thing against all of it, the cops, no one cared, the chronic poverty. I'm getting sick of there's someone running down here named Winsome. Her thing was, it pisses me off. She's from the Caribbean. She's a Marine. She's a lawyer, and now she's telling me what she's going to do for black people. I'm like, you're not of my cloth. I'm glad you got to come to America and be big, but don't co-opt the argument. And that's what's happening. So we're not going to deal with you and your history and the people that happen to it. We're just going to plug in all these other brown people from all over the place. We got all these English actors who will take American bullshit with their American accents, but you won't hire American actors. It's that kind of game. Yeah, no, I don't support them. I don't support this. She didn't get my vote. I think I think you're through the looking glass on this. I think you're really through the looking glass on this. All right, let's start. I've been on a rant about this for 15 minutes. Are you happy about that? Man, I'm telling you, get me started on a topic and I will murder you with it. And I don't think I'm crazy. And this is why I like to talk long form like this. Because people go, he just say that. But the more you listen to me, the more you're like, yeah, why the fuck am I voting Democrat anyway? I don't get anything. A holiday that no one asked for, Juneteenth, that quite frankly is a week-long celebration. You got what? Black History Month, the shortest, coldest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. Kiss my ass. That wasn't
We
no.
still
You know what?
need it though.
No, we should celebrate it in July. We should celebrate in June, Juneteenth.
Celebrate all year.
No. Well, yeah, absolutely. But if we're gonna celebrate a holiday, we should pick it. With look, if I was leading Black people, we're tired of being given shit that we don't want by you, so you can run the world. You know what we want? We want Juneteenth. That should be our month. It's one day longer. What is it? 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31. Right. So June had 30 days. So yeah. And I think the problem is people accept it and they know they'll never stand up. And this modern age, here we go with the lens again. In this modern age,
what's the reason why February is Black History Month?
That is a really good question. Let's look that up. I don't know why they chose February either. Why? Why? I think it's because Dr. King's birthday is in February. Why is February? This week was chosen because it coincides with the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, who freed the slaves, okay? And Frederick Douglass, February 14th, Valentine's Day, both of which date Black communities and celebrate together since the 1900s. Negro History Week was the center of the equation. Negro History. So before it was Black History Month, it was Negro History Week. Yeah, here's the thing. This thing came around in like I must have been 18, 19, 20 when it, maybe a little younger, maybe 15, 16, when they made Black History Month a thing. All those people were dead for 120 years. Yeah, no. Maybe you should listen to the people on the ground now. And mind you, it was killed off until you reignited the civil rights movement with those four guys sitting at I'm about to say Wendy's, Woolworth's counter asking for service, right? And since then, about 56, it's been getting hotter and hotter. But I said on this show that the civil rights movement is over. I think the Clintons broke it. They bought everybody off and ruined it, right? You can't trust fucking Jesse Jackson. You fucking can't trust it. And I was taught as a kid in the early 70s not to trust Jesse Jackson. So yeah. And he's why everybody's called African American versus Black. I prefer Black. We chose Black, right? So yeah, I don't know. Black History Month. Really, that is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You know, what is Black? Is let's think about this. Is Barack Obama Black?
Definitely is.
Oh, do you think so? I'm connected to slaves. I know you're connected to slaves because you're my family. Who is Barack Obama connected to? His African father from the continent. No disrespect. I'm for the pantheon too, but all Black people are not the same Black person. You know what I'm saying? Haitians aren't Jamaicans, aren't Caribbeans, aren't African Americans, quote unquote, aren't Black people.
But they don't get no Black in the African.
No, but that's not what we're talking about. It doesn't. We're not talking about shade. What we're talking about is experience and how you're bound to a struggle.
So you mean African American?
That's the name they swapped out for us in the 80s. We were Black because we chose it. We had the conversation with Grandpa, my father, and on his birth certificate it says colored. On his son's Walter's birth certificate it says Negro because it was the 60s, right? On my birth certificate, late 60s, it says Black. And on your daughter's birth certificate, it says African American.
I don't know.
Trust me, it does. It says African American.
I'm not disputing it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, look at the arc, right? It's what people called us, and then we began calling ourselves something, and then they killed that off. It's about control. Look, listen. If you let someone call you Canine American, you're a Canine American. This is why on that census form you get to choose, because a lot of people are like, what the fuck is this? So there's some turmoil within the Black community. There's a lot of black people who sell us out. Barack Obama was raised in America by his white mother in all white communities, and then in Indonesia, and then in Hawaii. What the fuck does he have in common with me? Right? Now, a lot of people, don't get me wrong, a lot of people, uh, he didn't do it, and I voted for him twice, but then he didn't do anything, and I was like, well, he was one of those dudes. I grew up with dudes who parents would not let them hang out with. Oh, you're gonna go to be a doctor. You're gonna, and we were somehow bad. You know what I mean? And there are those people. There are other people, just like sharecroppers, who would sell you out so they had a comfortable life. There are those people. This is why I'm not fond of Jay-Z, who just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. First, don't even get me started on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All this music is black music. Why isn't it I don't know, something else? But rock and roll.
But why you didn't think that he should have been?
Well,
or you just don't agree with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I don't agree with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. Rap music shouldn't be in it because rock and roll spit on black music. So they don't even play instruments. Who was that? I think he said it at the MTV Awards. MTV spit on rap music forever. There was a ton of protests. Now they just, it's like you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Negro Leagues. We don't want you niggas playing baseball with us. Okay, we'll get our own league. It was worth something. They had a system. It was generating money. It was owned by us. We were proud of it. Now it's gone, and all the intellectual property of it is owned by Major League Baseball. We're always perpetually robbed. It has to stop. And you just can't vote for Terry McAuliffe like it's good. You know what I mean? And all these other people come from other places just because they're brown. We're like, I'm glad not to be in a fucking rice paddy someplace. So, and I'm not connected to these people anyway. So why don't I sell you out? And now all of a sudden I can just co-opt the term I'm black. And let me tell you, Kamala Harris went to a historic black college. She's not black. There are white kids who go to that school. Those schools from those states. Because you can't keep them out.
I don't know.
So just because you're dark doesn't mean you're black. And black is a culture, it's collective, it's an experience that you go through. You just can't show up here. I mean, I'm sure it's different. You have a issue in Africa, but I can't speak to that. Just like you showing up here, you should be able to speak to this. That's what I'm saying. There are Asian people here, and they don't get along. The Taiwanese, the Chinese, the Japanese, they have internal, the Koreans, they have internal conflicts. They all show up here. They're Asian, but they have different experience because they're from different places. You can't plug one out and in for and substitute another, and that's what's going on here. So the classical racist bullshit of America can just rubber stamp something. Oh, we got these black guys. They agree. But hold on, whoa. He's not really. He's got no. He's first. Barack Obama is first generation American, essentially, and we're not. We're first boat. You know what I'm saying? That's different. And then they'll go, oh, you know what? They'll get 6 of them and go, we had a conference, and this is what I fear. And we got reparations for all black Americans. Everybody gets $20, and you don't have to pay taxes for 1 year, right? Whether you make $100 billion or you're unemployed, it's that. First of all, who are these people designating that for everybody? This guy who's a first generation, he's black, but he's a first generation American from Africa. This guy's 2 generations in from Haiti. You know what I mean? But there's nobody like the first. Look, Barack Obama is the first African American president. I'll give you that. But the first black president is going to be from where your father's from. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? Where you're from. What ran these streets, went to these parties, smoked these joints, chased these girls, got bullshit by the cops. Know what it's like to grow up here from stem to stern. That's what I'm saying. Does that sound crazy?
That's a cultural thing. And
that's what I'm saying. But does that sound crazy?
No, it doesn't. But
no, culture.
Explaining it different.
No, but I'm just explaining black culture. I'm not explaining Haitian culture or Jamaican culture.
But Barack Obama's still black. Well, what you saying is he didn't have African American
experiences. No, then how can he be black? Because the term of it is connected to a people and a place. Because it's not connected to your skin color. Because there's a guy who looks just like you, who talks with a British accent and grew up in Britain.
Yeah, he's still black.
No, he's not.
He's just British.
No, 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 no. He's is he African? African descendant? Yeah. Look, there are three major cultures on the planet, right? There's the Caucasoids,
It's four.
there's the Asiatics, and then there's the Negroids, right? That's what they had in the 50s. Uh, the three giant major tribes, right? European, Africa, and Asia, essentially. Everybody else falls under them. Everybody else can be indigenous. They have much more population. But the African continent, the European continent, and the Asian continent is generally the three largest stripes of people, right? I'm not making that shit up. So you can break that down. Oh, there's some white people in Australia. They're not originally from there. They're Caucasian, right? But now they're Australians. The Aborigine who live there,
they're black. They just Aborigines.
No, they're not.
I mean,
you
to
keep
me,
repeating the same thing. All right, but we go through this, man. Just because you say to me doesn't mean it's right.
Okay, well,
and if we're going, the sun sets. You can't say, well, to me the sun sets in the afternoon. There has to be there's correctness and rightness in what we're talking about here.
Yes,
you feel me?
And if this is,
and I'm saying the whole thing rests on culture of American experience here.
Yes, so
that's why the term black began here.
Your actual skin color.
No. Well, first of all, we are much lighter than blacks in Haiti and Dominica and Africa, the continent, because there's so much. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So we even look differently. But you are making a mess of the spot. So, but my point is this: we're all African and African descendants, and we're all over the world. Just like they're all Caucasians and Caucasian people, and they're all over the world. But there are Italians, and then there are Greeks, right? There are French, and right here in America, black people. It's not a universal term. It isn't. So if you swapped out African American and then you had a British guy who's of African descent, he'd be an African Brit, right?
Now,
he wouldn't be black. The black experience in America is not just the pain and suffering of it. It's then poured into all sorts of other shit. The cooking, the music, right? The people, how we it's poured into all this stuff that is uniquely us here. Black music, other places do not pop as hard or anywhere near as successful as the American experience. We came up with rock and roll and black juke. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you say Barack Obama is not black, you're not saying that because
his mama didn't cook him chitlins.
That's cultural things, though. See, the thing is,
all right, I can't. I'm going back and forth on this.
I was just.
Oh no, let's hear your thing out. Let's hear it out. I don't want to be short, but let's.
That's a cultural thing, which means that
everything is cultural. Go ahead.
Yeah, which means that a Jamaican guy is still a black guy. He's just his culture is different than mine because he grew up in Jamaica.
No, the idea of black is wholly and uniquely an American thing. He's Jamaican, if he's anything. The Haitians are Haitians, if they're anything.
But if I see a British guy, he's a white guy. If I see a Russian guy, he's a white guy. Until I ask you what type of white guy you are white. Like it's like
okay, but even the term white is an American creation because all throughout Europe, the British fought the British fought the French, fought the Germans, and the Germans fought the Dutch. And so once they come here, the guy down the street from me, the fucking and my so now everybody's just white. All us white people don't like the black. Now we have two cultures, and that's why white is. And they exported that out of the country too. But it's not. It's look, man. You gotta know what's going on. Not being crazy about it, but these terms are invented here for control of you. And if you keep letting people change your name, watching 10 years, because every 30 years they change what they call us. And we decided we were black, and that was it in the 60s, right? We weren't colored, we weren't Negroes, we weren't niggers, we weren't any of this other stuff that appeared on birth certificates, right? It was, and then here come Jesse Jackson, 1977. We wanted to be called African American. A lot of people are like, well, first of all, and people, there was such blowback from it from the black community because no one trusted Jesse Jackson. The only people who love Jesse Jackson are white politicians. And that's the truth. You can look that shit up online. Because the H. Rap Brown, all these people did not trust him. And he got rich and got to stay around for 70 years, being a civil rights leader and preacher who never, just like Jesse Jackson, they don't have churches. Al Sharpton, they don't have churches, but they're preachers. I don't know what they do other than they're just political pods, like inlays into the black community. And the only time you ever see them is at a shooting. They don't build anything. They don't tell you, you know what? This is outrageous. No one, if I were you, I would say no one go out and vote because they take money. How much? Let's look up how much these guys
do. I will say.
What would you say, youngster?
I feel like they're older now, so they're out of touch.
Yeah, but they were considered out of touch when they were young.
But how much? Well, but what I'm saying is they still was what we had back then.
No. Again, no. We had other people, but they sold out, so they were elevated by the system. That's why you don't know who all these other people are. How much is?
But I can say
Jesse Jackson worth.
Jesse Jackson, 80 years old.
Jesse Jackson's net worth $9 million. All right, let's go down here. How much is? Not everybody bought your book. How much is Al Sharpton? I don't buy this at all. He makes more than this working for NBC. MSNBC's got a television show. Oh, wait, hold on. I cut that off. I meant to hit this. Oh, my gosh. So, yeah. And then before you know it, people will buy. I don't buy this. I don't buy this. He must be the poorest minister in all the world because the richest minister has a net worth of $700 million. I was like, $700 million? 700. Hold on, wait. The Lord.
That's that tax-free money.
Yes, exactly. At least Oral Roberts opened a college, and you know what I mean. So I can't fault them for that. But other than richest ministers in America, richest pastors in America net worth. Joel Osteen, that's the guy. So here we go. Let's shrink us down. So Joel, that's it. Let's shrink. Oh, did I not shrink us? Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, net worth $760 million. What the fuck does he do other than dye his hair and look at you sinisterly?
Yeah, that boy, look at
that boy. $760 million. A 1,500-acre campus. His dream was to be a recording artist. Yeah, I think his dream was to be rich. Pat Robertson, $100 million, but he started a college. I give him that. I don't like his politics. This shit, yeah. So Joel Osteen's worth 40. Just a TV show. Wouldn't even let you use. He bought the old football stadium. I want to say, whose stadium was it? And he wouldn't even let them use it during Hurricane Katrina. The Saints Stadium. Yeah. Was it the Saints Stadium? Anyway, Creflo, 27. 25, Billy Graham. Rick Warren, 25. He ran into a sexual scandal. $25 million. George Smith, 8. I mean, this is what happened. The bottom line, there's nothing wrong with being wealthy, of course, but with great wealth comes great responsibility. Regardless of the rung of the income ladder, we must remember that Jesus viewed wealth as a gift from God to be used in his service. Yeah, all you bitches should have colleges and soup kitchens every place instead of giant houses. Yeah. So, I mean, clarity is a thing. And all these people saying what they say for political favor is kind of a problem. It really is kind of a problem. Let's flip this. Normally we talk about police shootings. It's a little too hot. You're right. Yeah, but yeah, black is uniquely an American term, and we associate with all this stuff that is American. But just because you show up here from other places, you're not black. You're British. A black, not broke, but like an African Brit, or you might be a Caribbean Brit, because uh, Britain has still a lot of influence in Africa because we left it, but they didn't. They were still there in like the 60s. I think they're still there now. And so is France, right? So, but the Britons have a hand there and had a giant hand in the Caribbean. Why most of their black people came from the Caribbean, not from America. Um, but yeah, know your history as well as know other people's history. The tomahawk chop under scrutiny, Atlanta Braves completing the World Series. Yeah, man. The tomahawk chop. It's 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 racist. And they're doing it on like the World Series, like with that yell, like like if you showed up and you had a team called the Virginia Blacks, and white people showed up with afros and brown painting on their face doing this at the World Series, I would be like, look, this is something that, like I said on the show, this is something that does not affect me, but I have to get behind it because as if it did, because it's just fucked up. But you know, these are some of these people. What are you gonna do? You can't really find the team, right? You're not gonna find all those people and sanction them so you can't come any more games. I mean, what are you gonna do? Quite frankly, it's the country that you live in, and you didn't stop it when you could have. Sister wives. Jessica Simpson, yeah. What is this? Christian radio host sentenced to 3 life sentences for Ponzi scheme, bilking millions from elderly listeners. A Christian radio host sentenced to 3 life sentences for stealing from old people. Wow. Wow. William Nell, Doc Gallagher, 80. He's 80, and his Gallagher Financial Group advertising Christian radio with the tagline, "See you in church on Sunday." Look, oh my God. And the older you get, the easier it becomes to kind of fleece you. Right? And I think that's what happens. I think you get these old people who always vote, and you go, ooh, the women are gonna, in the 60s or 70s, oh, the blacks are gonna in the 70s and 80s, and now they're like, oh, the gays are gonna, and people go, oh, I'm not racist. I'm a good Christian, but that is just a racist. And before you know it, we can close some. That's closed. I really have to get them to come in here and fix these blinds. Whew.
You good? You could have left that.
Oh, do you want me to let that go? Because you look a little chilly.
No, I'm good. I'm comfortable.
All right. So yeah, man, Joe Biden is falling asleep at the world. Look, here's the thing about. Let's talk climate change. The great equalizer, right? It's gonna be the great equalizer. It's like it's gonna get hot or warmer, and some people just won't survive naturally from that. And then on top of that, there's gonna be more wildfires and more flooding and more, right? And then some people are gonna die from that. Having a bunch of ridiculously super elderly people tell you that they got a 50-year plan is sort of fucking ridiculous, isn't it really? Like, I used to laugh when like all these old women who either had all their kids or never had any are talking about abortion and what they're gonna do, and I'm like, uh, you know, women's health. You grew up in a different era. Maybe some of the women below you who are in Congress who have like small children could talk about this, right? They're never gonna fix anything.
You know why they do that though?
Why?
Because they come up in the era where
talk louder so we can hear you.
They come up in the era where that's what you did. You went out and did things like you didn't be at home on the computer or on your laptop and all of that. You went out in the street. So now that they old, they still doing the same thing that they did when they was young.
Go down the streets trying to get people to vote for them?
Yeah, I mean that's what they know. You know what I mean? They don't know about Twitter and all of that, but they know.
Well, yeah, that's true because I mean they laughed at Donald Trump, but Donald Trump kicked their ass on social media, and they all had to. People his age, mainly, had to like get good with Twitter, and people younger than him who were on Twitter didn't use it the way he used it. Trump weaponized Twitter essentially, and like he didn't have to rely on NBC or ABC or CNN or anything because he had Twitter. And it wasn't an hour-long, it was just kind of a bomb here, a bomb there. And then now everybody is using Twitter like Donald Trump. Everybody's, yeah, it's an amazing thing. That whole election was amazing. So, So yeah, tonight's election night. I wonder who's well. We won't have any poll results in. I wonder if I should stay on. We won't have any poll results in for at least, I want to say 10, unless it's a blowout and they call it early. And if they call it early, I'm going to be super shocked. But if they call it early, they're going to it'll likely be called for Youngkin. Polls in VA. Let's see what they say. About 1/3 of Virginia voters call economy the most important. Election day updates. Candidates meet with voters outside polls and steady turnout. Election day 2021. Polls close in less than 1 hour. 70% of absentee ballots already counted. Polls in Virginia closed at 7 p.m. on Tuesday with no new change in state law. Elected officials should be able to tally votes faster than in previous years. All right. Voters on the edge and the country is watching at the Virginia gubernatorial election between former Governor Terry McAuliffe, who was the governor before our Governor Lown, who's he of the Klan robe and the dark face, a Democrat and businessman, Glenn Youngkin, of Republican, are said to be in a tight race. Yeah, this shouldn't even be a tight race. This shouldn't be a tight race. You won the state by 10 points in January. So I'm like, ooh, look at the people. There are almost no people in this picture. What? Why can't I make this bigger? That sucks. There are no people. Where are the people? You go, sisters. County of Fairfax. Yeah, let's look at the poll. Why can't I make this bigger? This sucks. And it was Gary Penn, Kenny Miller, Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears. Yeah, I wasn't voting for her. This whole thing is just a shit show. So maybe if you keep letting people into the country, they'll vote for you. Like, yeah. Get out there and vote. VOETEIE. And look at, I also want to remind you, we're going to go through these pictures again. I want you to look at the Virginia voters. All right. We're going to go, while we do this, we're going to reset this. I'm going to get rid of our picture. Too bad you can't make this bigger. But I want you to notice something about the Virginia voters. All right. One, oh boy, I could have sworn I made that bigger. One, look at how thin it is. Thin. Black people wearing masks. Good job. Thin. This is outside. Right? 50-50. He's in a mask. He's not. 50-50. Right? Minority, mask. Everybody's wearing masks. I think they're all minorities, but man, mask. Not for her. Not for her. Do babies. Yeah, a lot of masks.
You better wear your mask.
She doesn't have one, but yeah. A lot of people are wearing masks. This is outside with Glenn Youngkin, who doesn't want to be seen wearing a mask. And look at his knee. Look, man. The guy up front always looks nice and lovely, and you want to have them, but the people always behind him always look sinister. Yeah, no. Terry McAuliffe did not vote for you. I'm just tired of all of you. I'm tired of all of you. Do something. Or bring me new Democrats to do something. But you've been around for 50 years doing nothing and asking me to keep you here. No, I'm not voting for you. Someone needs to win or lose. How's that? And by that, I mean the country. Like, let the Republicans run the whole thing for 10 years or let the Democrats. But this namby-pamby ridiculousness is ridiculous. He doesn't have a mask. One guy. So, yeah, I think a lot more people in the state than the media lets on are wearing masks.
None of them got no mask.
These are the Democrats. Like, these black people in the back have masks on.
Yeah.
There's always one, right? Remember that guy for Trump, Blacks for Trump? I was like, blacks. That should be singular. That should be black for Trump. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, man. I think this is your comeuppance. Excuse me. I think that people really needed you to deliver. And for like the last 15 years minimum, it's been a shit show in the Democratic Party. And now people are just kind of like, and on top of that, now there's a pandemic. Yeah, no. If I vote for a Republican and he fucks it up to cause a war, I feel like that's a better turnout than voting for another 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of nothing. I would love a business loan to start a business, go back to school. None of that's possible. None of that's possible. Millionaires, billionaires rather, don't pay taxes. Their kids don't fight wars. You know, I mean, it's like you're treating the country like it's your club. And yeah, I'm not gonna give you my vote so you can continue that. That's like voting for the bad guy. I'd rather someone else do it. Right? I vote for hope. I'll vote for a chance to give somebody a shot, but I'm not gonna vote to keep the same nonsense in play. It's ridiculous. And look, I've had a lot of conversation with people, and they're like, "How dare you not?" And they want to gaslight me. Oh yeah, I should vote. No matter, you should give me a good candidate to vote for. I need shit out here in the hinterland. I'm dirt poor with no money in my pocket, and the cops are quite frankly a bit too aggressive. And you can do something about it, and you don't care. You don't care to fight the fights that I need fought. But you always want to have me around for window decoration. I don't want to be part of this plantation. I'm running away. I hear freedom someplace and I'm running. How's that? So I think this is going to show badly for the Democrats in 2024, the midterms. Because this is an off-year election. We just had a presidential election in January. This is an off-year election. Normally in America, we have an election every 2 years, right? So there's a presidential election, and then 2 years later, there's like the midterms. And then another 2 years after that, there's another presidential election because it would have been 4 years. And every now and then we get these off-year random. So it's every 4 years, but I think there'll be like an election, like 3 or 4 states will have an election like next year when no one's having an election, right? Our election happens to fall, a year after the presidential election, right? So, and I think us in New York has a mayoral election, and I think Jersey has a governor. So there's 2 states who have governor elections, right? So it's not a big thing, but it's still, you watch next year during the midterms. I think people are going to get their clocks cleaned. Well, I mean, all of us, why would we black people be motivated to vote for you Democrats? All we ever see is like, there's 2 trials going on now, right? There's 2 trials going on now. There's the Ahmaud Arbery trial, who was jogging in with 3 shotgun blasts, killed him in the street. The cops didn't do anything. They're picking a jury for that. And they're picking a jury for this Kyle Rittenhouse case, who shot 3 people, killed 2 of them at a peaceful protest rally in Kenosha, Wisconsin. This is on the heels of what's his name being convicted of murdering what's the guy who choked him out? No. He choked him out. I forget his George Floyd.
I was about to say which one.
Yeah. Like choked out George Floyd, right? So people are just kind of like, and then you go, what? We're going to get police reform, and then you cut that. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to give you free college. Oh, well, at least that'll. I can take business courses and learn how to be an internet celebrity or whatever, right? Take a financial. Oh, but we're not going to have. We're going to cut that too. The 2 things I thought was really good in that bill, you cut. Right, but there's other stuff that other people need, like family leave. I don't need family leave. I don't have a wife and kids, but he did. The child tax credit, he needed that. Cut both of those out. But we're supposed to come down and run, so you can be, man. Like I said, I got a whole bag of fuck yous. I've got the infinite, the whole bag. My bag of fuck yous. You can have as many as you want. But in this box of, I don't have any fucks to give in this box. I would like to give a fuck. But look, the box is empty. Why is the box empty? So either way, you can have as many fuck yous as you want, but I have no fuck to give you. So I'm pretty sure when this hits, the few people who watch it, a lot of people are not going to feel it. But a lot of black people are like, yeah, I totally get you. I totally get it. At this point, we've just been helping stand the Democratic Party up. 90% of us vote Democrat. And I want to remind you, I had this conversation with my mother, his grandmother. She voted for Biden. And I was like, Ma. She was like, oh, that Trump. I was like, Ma, Trump is not. Biden has been for 50 years. He made it hard for you to raise your family and feed us as children, right? And you voted for him. That wasn't Trump. I don't like Trump either. He's an idiot. But don't fall for the lies that they told you, right? I hate to say it, but my mom is an elderly woman. And I am in my 50s. And people are not going to keep falling for this. You're going to run out of those people. They're going to pass away. I hate to say it. Sitting here feeling bad about it now. And then you will look up and go, where are all these people who are supposed to be just constantly blindly voting for us? How are you going to keep the black vote, Democratic Party? You want to keep yelling black girl magic? Going to keep blowing smoke up black girl skirts? What are you going to promise them? I can go off on that wedge that was put there too. You don't have a deep bench of people to vote for, and you don't seem to be willing to keep your constituency. So yeah, this is my first shot across the Democrats' bow. I'm going to do other things instead of going to vote for Terry McAuliffe. What else you got? We have been streaming for 53 minutes. We're not quite done. Normally we stream for, normally the clock's over there, now the clock's right here. Normally we stream to about 8:30, 8:15. But the World Series is going to be on tonight. So this may end probably on time at 8 o'clock. But that's 35 minutes. So what can we talk about? Well, this says 21. We got 21 minutes. We can go long, but what can we talk about? Maybe we'll ask our nephew to tell us what's going on in the world of the young and the cool people. Is there any music I should be listening to? Is there any new actor that's great? Like it was I'm about to say Don Cheadle, not Don Cheadle. Who's the guy who's in Black Panther with Bozeman?
I have no clue.
He was in The Wire. What's that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about?
The guy passed away?
No, not that guy, but the guy who was opposite him in the movie. He played in The Wire, and now he's dating Steve Harvey's daughter because I heard that on the radio.
You talking about
Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Michael B. Jackson, right? Michael B. Jackson,
Michael B. Jordan,
Michael B. Jordan, right? So he's the new hot, like, super cool guy. He stands where, as for drama, mind you, because there's always one for drama, one for comedy. He stands where Sidney Poitier stood, and in the 80s, Denzel Washington slipped into, right? So Dave Chappelle's kind of old. There's got to be a new young comedian. Dave Chappelle is like my age. He's like 48. There's got to be a new young comedian coming out. When is daylight saving time? When is daylight saving time?
It does happen in November.
When is daylight saving time?
Daylight saving time ends on November 7th, 2021, and will begin on March 13th, 2022.
That means we've got 5 days, which is Sunday? Today's Tuesday. Today's Sunday. All right, not today's Sunday. All right, so it's Tuesday. It's Sunday, excuse me. Today is Tuesday. It's Sunday. Yeah, so that's politics for us. But now, since we're also learning to be musicians, and I got my musical interface today, and we've changed the room around. He's a rapper. He freestyles mostly, right?
Oh, freestyle, right, mostly. But I do everything. I'm a musician all around. I could do anything.
Holy shit, it's beginning to rain. Wow, that's good to know. All right, sorry about that. I just want to make sure. I have to move this computer from this window. I have to fix that computer if I'm trying to make streaming my life. And I've been reading, and I gotta get a website, and I gotta really punch it all up and get an actual system going. Versus sort of, I don't want to say I don't half-ass it. I read a lot, and then I ingest it, and then I come back that night about politics, and I talk to you about it. And I don't want to be like everybody else. Everyone else writes an essay. I don't want to write an essay, but I do have to sort of shore this up. Yeah, I do have to shore this up. And like I said, it's not a TV program, right? It's the internet. So it's a little looser. Sometimes I run out. I have to get something maybe smoking on stream, right? And mind you, smoking is legal here in Virginia. Yeah. But it's weird, right? The way the law works. Same stream. Let's close this. The same stream. If we were in, where is it not legal?
North Carolina.
It's not legal in North Carolina. If we were in North Carolina doing this stream and I was rolling a joint and smoking, the cops could come and knock on my door because that's evidence against you. You're filming your evidence, and you might as well be on stream kicking a baby. The cops are going to come and knock on your door, right? We didn't need to be here to see you do it. It's so yeah. No, don't be what we used to call low hanging fruit. Don't be an easy get for the cops, right? If you can't smoke, you can still roll stuff. And people may assume that, and you can go, no, it's not anything. It's tobacco, right? They can't prove that. That's one of the weird things about the law. You have to know. But if you're smoking in North Carolina and someone types in, "Hey, is that weed?" and you go, "Why, yes, it is weed," then don't be surprised at what you get. Versus going, "What? No, that would be illegal. This is tobacco." I used to roll drum cigarettes. Man, in my bar days, I was the coolest dude. Hipster bastard is what I was. Now that I'm realizing it, I used to like talk to women. I used to be able to roll a drum cigarette. A drum cigarette is when you have essentially rolling paper and loose tobacco, and you roll it, and then yeah, I used to have a lighter, flip-on lighter, all the trappings of young mandom, everything but a motorcycle, right? It's your like boyhood, right? Children should experience that boy, like girls out there too. Young boys should experience boyhood, right? Everybody gets to experience toddlerhood. Like, what is boyhood? What did I do? I climbed trees. I rode bikes all over the place, right? Went down Dead Man's Curve, right? Firecrackers, and I hate to say it, killed some animals because sadly boys do that with a magnifying glass.
You mean bugs?
Bugs. Yeah, what did I say?
Bugs. You said animals.
Animals. I'm sorry, like bugs.
Bugs.
Get a magnifying glass and kill an animal with a magnifying glass. So like that kind of stuff, right? You kind of like, whatever that is for you. And then as your boyhood, it's slightly different, and it's on the ebb. Boyhood ends as it ebbs into like liking girls, right? So I'll give you an additional year and a half to 2 years after that. Then after that, you become like a young man, and you're like trying to get your swag on and run through all the cuties. But that's not the way. That's the way it's supposed to be written in the Hollywood movie. But that's not the way it works, right? So I would say your boyhood is elementary school. To maybe some of your junior high school.
High school too.
No, that's what I would say. High school would be. I would say you would be a kid in high school. No, maybe you were a kid in junior high school. In high school, you would be. Wow, that's a really good. In high school, because you start dating and you cease to be like a boy,
young
right?
Man, but you still a boy.
Yeah, young man seems a little too official too. What would you be?
A boy.
Yeah. Boy, young man. Ooh, I guess that's the gray area that we go through, right? Yeah, but I would say your boyhood. Let me make sure this. Oh my God, I'm wetting up the computer. Look at this thing back there. Whoop. So, no, it's the mic stand. Good Lord. So yeah, it's we all go through these things, and it's but my boyhood was full of politics, and then my young man days were full of politics, and then somewhere around 23 or 4, I realized I knew a lot about politics, and then I just ran with it. I was always interested in it. It's weird because I know less about sports than I know about politics, and I know a fair amount about sports, but not all sports. I know a fair amount about baseball and football, the two sports that I really, 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 really love. I used to know a lot about music. Now I need all my music knowledge from you. You turned me on to Kevin Gates, and it's been a while since I listened to him. So who's new? What is it people listen to? There's a lot of sad girl songs on the radio.
Yeah.
Like 18-year-old Karen songs, like crying about men.
Yeah. I don't really listen to the radio though.
When you drive around, you don't listen to the radio?
I listen to YouTube.
You listen to YouTube while you drive around? Man, I never even thought. I'm still on the radio. I'm an old guy. That's what happens.
Because you like to control what you hear. So
right.
YouTube, you could just go to whatever you want to listen to. And YouTube really control what you hear too, because new videos or whatever pops up on there, and you just click on it and see what's new, and you listen to it. And so it's just like the radio.
Is that how you get new music?
Yeah.
I just listen to whatever comes across on the radio. I've never been one of those guys to go find new music. I've been to a ton of music clubs, and and I just go see bands. But the bands I would go see, I would have a connection to, and then I was happen to see other bands. But I never ran across a famous band or anything.
But see, YouTube is gonna play that song a month before it's on the radio.
Really?
Yeah. So
how does YouTube get it in like that and not the radio?
Because the radio only really want to play what's already hot.
You may have to talk a little louder so we can hear you.
The radio just want to play what's already hot. So when it goes,
I guess that's true. And then they find a new hotness because that person blew up someplace else that they have their eye on.
The new wave though right now is TikTok. So people are making songs.
Wait, what is up with TikTok? Because someone sent me a nude TikTok, and I was like, "You can do nudity on TikTok?"
I don't know what you can do, but I know.
So if that's the case, TikTok is wide open.
I know the artists. I know a lot of rap artists be making songs just so that people can make TikToks to them, because that's what making songs popular. So once
people make songs, so they can make a TikTok to the song,
so that random people can make TikToks to the song.
Right.
Once your song hit TikTok and random people start making TikToks to it, and you got 1 million or 2 people doing TikToks.
Let's find a TikTok song. Well, no, let's hold it. Let's TikTok. How can you phrase this? TikTok. No, that's a TikTok. What do they do? Do they dance? Do they? What do they do?
Yeah, it just make whatever they want to do to it. They just
TikTok
use your song.
song, not covers. TikTok song
TikTok hit songs.
meme. What is it? It's not a meme.
TikTok.
I don't want somebody covering someone's song.
TikTok hit song.
TikTok hit songs will be good. Hit song. Clean Bat and Mabel. TikTok featuring 24 gold chain. TikTok song with videos. Oh, hold it. People are getting super rich on TikTok. TikTok song 2020. 2 hours. Clean Bandit and Mabel. Clean Bandit. Young Thug TikTok. Top 50 TikTok songs. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna we're gonna oh, here's the thing. Post Malone, Sway Lee. But these are the videos. These aren't people doing the songs. And I can't play any of the video without getting a strike. Top 50 most liked TikToks in August. Top 50 most liked TikToks of all time. All right. Yeah, I think I'm just too old for fucking TikTok. Yeah, someone sent me like TikTok videos of like somebody like doing this, and they have their clothes on, then they do this, and then the clothes disappears, and they have a sweater on and a hoodie, then they do this, and then the hoodie disappears, and they have a sweater, and then they do this, and then the sweater's gone, then they're in their bra, and then they do this, and then they're showing you their titties, and I was like, this is TikTok? I was like, all right. Yeah, nudity. I was like, oh, I didn't know TikTok had nudity. That's interesting. You all right? All right. Sorry about that. That happens with like the weird shagaginess of this whole thing. But we managed to get back, which is amazing. Um so maybe we should clean off here because like I said, it's beginning to rain, and then there's like issues with the with the streaming of feed. Do you think we can last another 7 minutes? Okay, we're gonna run for it. We're gonna run for this 7 minutes. We're gonna try and keep it casual, keep it ghost, keep it cool, right? We're gonna try and keep it my Brooklyn swag and my nephew's country flow. We're gonna try and keep a little of that going on for the next 7 minutes. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps me. It keeps me out of therapy. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Like yesterday, if you watch yesterday's show, it shorted out, and I was just kind of gone. And then I saw it immediately, and we managed to get like an hour and a half, 2 hours out of yesterday's show. But the first show was like literally like a minute and a half, maybe less than that. Again, I am Truest Armor on YouTube. I'm True Armor here on Haps, and I'm Karma Armor on Twitch. You should like me because we're about to start playing some games. Seriously, I actually wrote up a schedule. sooner rather than later. I wanted to unleash it on December 1st when I like to start things, either on the first or on Sundays. Um, but I'm sort of in the middle of like setting up a musical room. My guitar playing is coming along nicely. Thanks for asking. I still suck, but I've only been doing it since June. But yeah, I think I'm about to like blow the doors off with some of my original songs. Like I woke up and I'm out of milk for my coffee. You're gonna love that one. And I'm hungry. I should call somebody. And I once had a dog, but now I don't have a dog anymore. Yeah, all are going to be on my uh, quintuple album with nearly 7,000 songs on it. So you're going to want to get a hold of that. I even have a calendar over here that we can do calendar stuff with. Does this thing even still? Yeah, all right. This one still works. 301. What is 301? 201 minus 201 minus 302. What is that? Yeah. Who knows? All right. Anyway, 4.5 minutes. We're gonna pack one more of these things. We're gonna write a little more songs. I'm gonna spend some time with my nephew. Remember when I first started last year, some of the earlier stuff has me, my nephew, Flawless, and our man T. And T is locked up right now. But when the show started here, it was us three, and neither one would talk a lot. And then when they did, I was always like, "What? Wow!" I was just so shocked at what the younger people were doing. I felt like just a really super old guy, which is fine. Um, but people have parties and lives and friends and clubs to go to, and yeah. Let me fix this because it's making me crazy. Thank you. Oh. Um. So I started doing it myself. I really miss having people here, and oddly enough, I've never had a lady on any of my pods. Uh, I think I'm gonna try. Maybe it'd be a good luck thing to see if I can get a lady to do a show with me. But like I said, I'm trying to make this more professional. This is going to be a streaming room, music room, uh, and damn the torpedoes. Because gotta tell you, it's election day here in Virginia. Yeah, and I'm not impressed. And I look at election days like I look at World Series and Super Bowls and July 4th. It's really important to me. And the Democratic Party has killed that off in me. I feel bad about it. I feel bad about it. And when I try to talk to my Democratic friends, I will get like all this drama from some of my white Democratic friends who I love. Don't get it wrong. And I was just kind of like, I'm not talking to politics with any of these people anymore on Facebook. They're ridiculous. So now I only talk politics with like 3 people. Um, and we go back and forth. That's fun. But yeah. All right. So it looks like this thing is beginning to go. Oh, we got 2 minutes. Can it last 2 minutes? Oh my gosh. I don't think that's 2 minutes. Oh, your internet connection is unstable. If it drops us, I'm going to end it. I want to thank you for coming. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel. I'm here all the time. And come on, some of y'all get in the chat. Oh, are we back? I think we're back. We might actually be able to pull off the remaining minute 30 of this stream that I hit. Remember, we started 15 minutes early because my nephew showed up. But I want to really end it at 8 o'clock. Let's see if we can crack this for a little bit. Is it still raining? It is so raining. Look, listen. Some of the nicest shit you will ever see in your life is rain falling on an ocean. Go down to the beach and watch the rain fall. Don't get hit by lightning. But all these stupid things that you go like, man, it's cold out there. I'm not going out. It's raining. I'm not going out. Man, it's too hot. I'm not going out. Man, it's too sunny. I'm not going out. People get into a loop of being miserable. You have to break that. You have to break that. And people will like to have you be miserable so they can sell you. Oh, really? Hey, I got a pill for that. Take some Xanax. Take some Zoloft. Take some this. Take some that. Meanwhile, quite frankly, you don't even need the whole joint. A small hit will cure a lot of your ills. And Big Pharma doesn't want that because then they wouldn't be trillionaires, would they? Hey, before we go, this guy lost his job on at one of the biggest banks in the world because of Epstein. Do we want to do that tomorrow? Or do we want to do that today? Because it looks like what happened was there's a certain amount of money he could like fuck with without triggering any interest from the government. And he inquired as to what that number was, which should have triggered right what he was up to, but it didn't. And what happened was eventually they began looking into because the media isn't reporting it, but the government is still looking into a lot of this stuff. And they were like, okay, we're looking at all these bankers who gave him money. Why would you give him $100 million? Right? You can't. First of all, it's against the law to lie to the feds. You will get a hard 5 years per lie. So yeah, knock yourselves out. Tell them 100,000 stupid things and see how many freaking lifetimes you serve, right? So, and mind you, these are people, cushy, squishy people. They're not going to do well in prison. This is why they're always giving money to politicians. So he had to give up his seat because of weird money. And apparently Epstein had so many people over a barrel that he would make them change their banks. And Epstein was bringing other people to this bank which is why they kept fucking with Epstein. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh. It sounds like a really shitty movie plot. Like no one's gonna. I guess no one thinks it's gonna happen to them, right? It sounds like it sounds like a bad movie plot where you get people over a barrel with secret cameras and stuff, and then you try and. But these are, I mean, I can see the banker and like some lawyer maybe, but heads of state, presidents, princes. I mean, they're at the top of armies, and at the end of the day, you're just a rich fuck. You're not a. I mean, you're Epstein. You're not related to anybody or connected to anybody or elected to shit. You're not even a real banker. You're a blackmailer. One of the world's most successful blackmailers in history, I think. And then you hang yourself in a secure federal prison. Whew. You know, in the 1930s, the government had this guy who was going to testify against the mob. They had him in a secret location, which was a hotel in Coney Island. And he was mysteriously thrown from the 12-story window while under guard by 2 cops. And the cops couldn't explain what happened. But he was, yeah. Do we want to look that up? Yeah, you know what? Let's look that up real quick. We were losing some internet. Now I'm looking up an anomaly. Everything's all right?
Yep.
All right. Sneaking in here. Mob witness thrown out of Coney Island hotel room. Oh yeah, let's hit this and flip these. See what happens? Now you gotta, do I have to re-kajigger? I think I have to re-kajigger. Yeah. There you go. I had to re-kajigger. Uh, Abe Kid Twist really falls to his death before testifying. This happened twice. Here's a story from 2015. Abe Kid Twist falls to his death before testifying. What? Oh, okay. So yeah, this this is the original story. I was like, wait, this happened again? 1941. Yeah, the NYPD obviously threw him out of a window. Uh, Abe Kid Twist Relis falls to his death before testifying against mob bosses in 1941. Mind you, there's a World War II is going on as this is happening. This is homicide, right? So, portrait of gangster Abe Relis, a member of the Murder Inc. Circa 1930s. He looks really confused. Originally published in the Daily News on November 13th, 1941. This story was written by Michael O'Brien and John McNulty. God rest both their souls because they wrote it in 1941. Good Lord. November 13th. This is why I like to keep a diary. Abe Kid Twist. First of all, you gotta like that name. It holds up today. Kid Twist. More like 80s, really. Maybe it's run its course. Kid Twist. More like a Rocksteady Crew B-boy dancer name. Right? Like a dancer name. Yeah. Abe Kid Twist Relis, informer of the Brooklyn murder ring, tumbled to his death from a window of a Coney Island hotel room yesterday in an attempt to escape from custody as a material witness. That was the story. Guarded from underworld revenge by 5 policemen and living in comparative luxury for months, Rails died, leaving the reason for his fatal effort for freedom officially a puzzle. 5 cops, hotel, high-end floor. You know they got just like in the movies, they got every exit covered, right?
Toss your ass right off the top.
Somebody had to be able to walk through and throw him right. So it wasn't a stranger. Someone had to get by the cops. It's so good. But the outstanding theory held by those who knew the mob and its working was that the squealer was trying to reach a hidden store of gangster money whose location only he knew. It would have been found by now. He wanted this for his wife and 2 children. Pharrell's, though, he was dying of cancer of the lung. Oh, okay. That's why he rolled over on him. He was dying of lung cancer, and he needed money for his wife and his 2 kids. Rails had been spitting blood. Ugh. He told that the detectives who had been guarding him and other witnesses in the Half Moon Hotel at Coney Island, the autopsy showed cysts upon 1 lung. Ooh. Minding plenty of money. And when Martin Bugsy Goldstein, see, people forget this. People think that the mob is the Italians. There was the Jewish mafia, right?
Irish.
There's the Westies, right? So, I mean,
is Italian and Sicilian mafia different?
Well,
are they tied to each
Sicily is an island below Italy. So it's like saying like the New York mob and the Jersey mob, right? Yeah, they're sort of all Americans, or they're all sort of like Italians but they, that's why like some of these guys would give slights to like Sicilians who were in the Italian mafia because they couldn't find, he's not really Italian, he's Sicilian. You know what I'm saying? That kind of like that's how can you even phrase this, right? So, like the Bloods and the Crips, right? So they're all black people, but they have this inner conflict within the group, no? So that's their whole version of that. Their inner conflict is we're better than like the Sicilians or whatever. But it's the Japanese and Chinese. They have the same
also telling my homeboy, now I don't know if this is true or not, but I was telling him.
Remember, make sure you speak up.
I was telling him that the mafia that operates in the United States is not the same mafia that operates in Italy.
Yes, that's exactly right.
They're not the same.
Right, that's exactly right.
And my homie was like, they're the same. I was like, they might connect.
No, they have the same origins.
Yeah, I was gonna say
right. People from there came over and started it.
Yeah,
right.
but they're not the same.
Right.
Like,
and they have ties to each other.
Exactly.
Right, but they're not the same.
Exactly. He was saying that they were the same.
No.
I'm like, no, they're not the same.
Convicted largely through rail squealing was okay. So
my favorite part.
So he testified once and convicted this Bugsy Goldstein guy. Largely through rail squealing was squealing.
My favorite part on Godfather is when he said his dad went to talk to the guy, and the guy shrugged him off. And he said the next day he came back and talked to the guy, but this time he brought Luca Brasi with him. And he's like, everything went different because Luca Brasi was like basically a hit man. But Luca Brasi didn't even have to say nothing. He just was standing there. And I was like, yo, the mafia is on some other shit.
Well, yeah. It's the mafia is a game of secrecy and infiltration, right? And dark punishments. I mean, here's the thing. If you're in the American military and you go, what is it? Reveille? You can sit your beard there.
Organized crime.
Right. No. So the American, because here's the thing. The American military, these are the rules. We all stand by them. And these are the punishments. So if you join the military and you go, I don't want to be in the military, and you leave, you're AWOL. It's a crime, right? The government has force behind it. Mm-hmm. If you and I started a gang right now, we might as well start a business, right? Because we're starting, well.
The cartels are the same way.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. But the cartels, exactly. So the mafia and cartels are essentially the same kind of thing. They have their own rules, right? But they're outside the law. But force. Yeah, you have to. These are the rules. We'll make you super rich. You keep your fucking mouth shut. Yeah. But when you go sideways on us, thank you. Exactly, it's your ass. Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense that these are at least the 3 prime rules. You keep your fucking mouth shut. Secrecy is because we're all gonna hang together, right? But then they've gotten cleaner, right? So they wash the money, they can put it in the business, they start businesses, and they're smart about it now.
You also keep your mouth closed because it's a million other people trying to do the same thing as you, so you don't want to.
And you expose people. He can't keep a secret. He's gonna talk to them, and then I think they're more worried about you talking to the cops and giving everybody up.
True, but also like with El Chapo,
because we've seen the cartels go at each other.
Yeah, but El Chapo don't want his competition to know how he getting dope into the United States. Like you got to find your own way.
I don't know about that. I think they all use the same methods. I think they have regions. Yeah, they fight over land. So I mean, they all know. Oh, so and so's using this method. Well, why don't we use that method? It's not like only we can put it in. I don't know, teddy bears and toys. And they
once that method gets out, then it's compromised. So now we got to find a new method.
Well, yeah, that's also part of the game because the feds are always looking to find out what you're doing and trying.
Exactly. That's why they want you to be quiet. Period about what's going on because they don't want other people to start doing what you're doing.
No, I think it's deeper than that. I think it's about the men keeping the men secret. Losing the shipment is bad,
of course,
right? And then they'll find out, this is how they're doing. They're smuggling it in. Old guitars or cell phones or whatever, right? Because they're going to find out because there's always going to be raids and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But I think the secrecy thing is, I don't, if you get caught, shut up, right? And that's the thing. Yeah, that's because I don't need them kicking my door in and then I'm under somebody and then and it's also, that's why the last law is you violate, we exterminate, right? That's it. So it makes sense. Yeah. You don't want loose cats, and there's too many faux gangsters and wannabe cat, and there's too many stupid people who are ballsy to do this, who are just look. Listen, I used to tell people this all the time as a cop. Look, if I know who you are, you're bad at your job. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So all you cats listening at home, you shouldn't be flashing giant lots of money and making it rain and living in the fucking projects.
Well, if you do these things,
you make yourself a target. You're low hanging fruit.
To me, when you if I hang
and there's
out
always
with
someone else coming up.
if I hang out with people that I know, like cartel members, just you know what I mean, for example, and I know that if something happens that I'm gonna die or go to jail, I know that before anything because I know what this is about. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, but
so at the end of the day, if I get caught, I can't tell on what's going on.
No, but everyone says that, but then people go, my wife and my kids. Oh, they'll let me out, and a new name and a new.
But you're just a dead man.
No, that's not true. You're anonymous within a giant government structure. You know what I'm saying? The government can give you a new phone, a new driver's license, a house in the suburb with a pension. The government can give you new social security numbers. You're a totally new person.
You still can't see your family.
No, well,
and they're
it's that, or when they blow your brains out, you can't see your family.
And they're at risk too, though.
Who?
Your family.
No, Navon. No. Usually when you go into to witness protection, they take your immediate family, your wife. Why would you go by yourself? Your wife, your kids, right? They take all their stuff. They you disappear from the world.
No, I'm just saying you shouldn't get involved in shit that you ain't trying to
but the thing is that they don't get involved with, they get involved as young men from these poverty-stricken places, and then they get glorified. You see these movies, wow, those are the cool guys. Before you know, man, I boost a couple of cars, I do a couple of this. Before you know, you're in 10 years, and now you're sitting in on a murder, and now you're in. Hey, I know Tony for 10 years. He's all right. You're like, holy fuck. Right now, and that's the way it rolls. Man, with the crack epidemic, this is the thing with black people. I hate to give up our secrets. There's never been a black mafia because flashy and talkative. All right. So if there is, they're super on it because I don't know of any of them. I know guys who moved a lot of drugs and weed in the 70s and 80s and all this. They all went to jail.
But
I don't know anybody who turned it around and made. I heard some stories about some rappers who had a handful of it, got enough to get into the studio and make a record company and then get out. I heard of that. But all these kingpin giant dudes, because we are so super under scrutiny, it's fucking impossible. That's what
I'm just about to say.
Yes, it's fucking impossible.
Black people can't get to the level that white men can to be corrupt like that. Like
no, but it's not about. It's like corrupt. Okay, yeah, but it's also this brotherhood of secrecy that does not happen because you'll get more people than not willing to give you up and fucking rat you out, and then all that kind of shit. That's why I say just don't play the game.
Facts.
Look, we're the number one target. Why would you fucking play like? You know what I mean?
If you got
we have to be super extra straight arrows. So, it is what it is, man. So this guy we can stop reading this. This guy went out a window in 1941 with 5 cops around.
Yeah, they was getting it in.
They thought that this wouldn't have felt anybody. It's so ridiculous. The authorities, however, gave different accounts of the discovery of Rel's death. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 1941. Thrown out a window. Ain't awesome. Really ain't awesome. What time is it? Ooh, it's a little after 8. All right. I like having Flawless show up. It's always fun. I think we're going to shut this one down. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully I get him to come back and talk some more jazz. But as of now, should I unbox this with you guys? This is a totally separate unboxing. But here's the thing. I was noticing it and it's crunched in here. This is electronic equipment. It's like they threw it and it just went like clunk and it landed like this and then fell down, and I was just kind of like, Argh. So we'll see. Oh, we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, I'm gonna have another drink. I haven't had dinner yet. Oh, man, what a day it's been. It's 8 o'clock. Yesterday I crashed out at about 10. All right. Guys, please like and subscribe. Get in the chat. It helps out the channel. Um, like and subscribe. Yeah, we're doing a thing here. Not everybody is 20 and sexy. Some of us are aged and cool. All right, boys and girls. I will see you in the next one. The next one is tomorrow. We stream every day, 6:30, Monday through Saturday, and 7:30 a.m. So he came in here and so we stream every day. That was a weird sensation. We stream every day, 6:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and Sunday we stream at 7:30 a.m. for the Sunday session. Yes, last week's Sunday session, this past Sunday, was our 13th Sunday session on Halloween. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Stop it. All right. Thanksgiving is coming up. We are in November. Woo! I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. It's a season of thanks, right? I am thankful to be streaming. I'm thankful to be hanging out with you guys. I know your time is valuable. I'm here every day. So come get some. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. All channels. All right. I will see you. And then I have to put up a little thingy about my channels, don't I? I'm going to professionalize this whole dealio, my bro. You guys are gonna be very proud of me. All right, we're gonna end this one here. We didn't do this. No, we didn't do that. We're gonna leave this one here. We're not gonna open this. Well, maybe this will be a special unboxing and connection, and then learning how to use it. As I drive around, before I end this real quickly, I'll share this with you. We've been streaming for an hour and 37 minutes tonight. As I drive around, my car, me, they give me a giant Tahoe, by the way. It's way bigger than my Jeep Cherokee. I'm getting used to it, but I don't like it. It's a boat of a car. But I'm driving around, me, so trying to get my singing pipes in because I'm gonna really seriously take a run at like playing this guitar and singing some of these songs. And I realize I'm horrible at singing. We're gonna have to work on that. And it's embarrassing to do it. So how do I get good at singing if I don't want to sing on stream? I need a hack. But there are some people with gruff voices, right? But I sound horrible. I don't know. All right, so yeah, that's coming up too. I don't even know what to say. Just be nice when it happens. All right, just don't be a dick, but be nice when it happens. All right, we've been streaming. I just didn't realize how bad I sounded when I was trying to sound not like great, like a great singer, but like sincere and like I just and you realize, wow, where these singers put emphasis on words and breathing and stuff is a whole art unto itself. It's amazing. Amazing. All right, so I will see you in the next one, and the next one is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow is hump day. Yeah, so get your humps in. And like and subscribe. Don't be shy, guys. Like and subscribe. Karma Armor on Twitch, True S Armor on YouTube, and here on Haps, True Armor. I will see you in the next one. The next one is tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Take care of yourself. And Veterans Day is coming up. Prepare yourself. Peace out.